let me know.
I have to turn my music down.
Yeah.
This, I don't know why, but some songs are like really loud and then some are not.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when you watch a YouTube video and like for some reason it like spikes up all of a sudden. Hey.
The music seems good.
Cool. I don't want it to be too quiet. Plus we're listening to anime lo-fi, so you know. Gotta be vibing to anime lo-fi. I'm going with the and I'm gonna have something. I'm just setting two things up. I'm so sorry, guys. Here we go. All right. I was getting into mod view. Sorry. Cool, cool. All right. Well, yeah. For tonight, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be doing a podcast on how games teach empathy, grief, morality, and human experience. So we're going to have a very open chat tonight. I know people probably need a few minutes to pop in, but what we're going to be doing is bouncing stuff off each other. We'll kind of take turns, go around. If you guys have something to say, obviously just hop in since it's the three of us and we're pretty close. And then we're going to ask chat a lot of questions tonight too and get your guys' input and your feels about different games that you've played and your thoughts on what games can do to influence people throughout their lives. So what we'll start with is introductions. So we're going to start with introducing the Lost Woods as a whole. So I do this every podcast, so sorry those of you who are here again, like you're like, okay, thanks. But yeah, we are the Lost Woods. So the Lost Woods is a nonprofit community peer-to-peer support group / gaming server. So we offer both. We offer a chill place for people to hang out and have friends and community and just really meet new people and network, as well as our game nights, right? We do Jackbox nights, Among Us nights, movie nights. We do all sorts of stuff. Music share. And then we have meetings that we do 3 nights a week. We do 2 actual meetings that are very much a deep dive into a topic, such as like the one we did yesterday on boundaries and rejection. And then we also have an open share meeting on Sundays where you can just come in and do whatever you want and say whatever you need to and just kind of open up and let out what you got going on for the week, right? But it is a very cool, tight-knit community for people to come out and get support. I am Link, personally. Hello. I stream on Twitch. I do a lot of different things. I wear a lot of hats. But I am the founder of the Lost Woods, and I'm very excited for everybody to be a part of it and for us to go out and help people throughout the world and hopefully make everybody's lives a little bit better by offering community and friendship. So that's me. Hello. Who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go.
All right, Kate, let's go.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm a mechanic. I like playing horror games. I'm one of the OG members of the Lost Woods. That's about it.
Oh, very cool. Kate is very much involved in like all the things that we do in the Lost Woods all the time. So if we're having a meeting or anything, Kate's usually there. And very awesome and open to share and very supportive of getting other people to share with your openness. So thank you. We appreciate you. Cool. All right, Auntie, you're up.
Yes, I'm Auntie. I am his program manager for the Lost Woods. I would say I'm semi-OG at this point. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Brain is fried today. Sorry.
Auntie, hi guys, thank you. Halo says Kate is the oldest of Ace and Halo. Yeah.
That is very much true.
It is very much true. And then Dragon Fang, hello. Yeah, so Auntie has joined the Lost Woods a little bit after we were only founded in January, guys. So we're not old, right? We're a baby. But yeah, Auntie joined like a month in and has been a vital asset and just such a great member of the team. We literally can't do it without Auntie. So thank you so much for everything that you bring to the table and your awesome brain and and all your help that you've given us. So yeah. All right. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to dive in. So we're going to ask a bunch of questions, right? And everybody can kind of answer as you go. We can either take turns or just, since they're all open-ended questions, whoever is ready can just kind of hop in. But our first question is going to be, what's a game that changed the way that you think about people? Anybody got a good one?
I'm trying to think right this second.
I have one right off the get-go, and I'm gonna say this one a lot tonight, and you guys are gonna probably laugh at me, but I'm gonna go with Mass Effect. And I love Mass Effect. My daughter is named after one of the characters in Mass Effect. What the heck? I got kicked over to beat what? Okay. So anyways, yeah, Mass Effect. Mass Effect changed the way that I think about people, because in Mass Effect, you are playing as Commander Shepard, a member of the human race after humanity has kind of spread amongst the stars, right? Naoki! Naoki, did you want in still? Are you here? Making a, okay, he's making a sandwich. Thank you, Naoki. Naoki, whenever you're ready, just hit me up, okay? Enjoy your sandwich for now. But in Mass Effect, like I said, you're a member of humanity as you've spread across the stars, and you're integrating with all these different alien races. And Mass Effect gave me a different perspective on humanity because it was watching humanity outside of its bubble, right? Like, humanity was always the top on planet Earth. And now you have this galactic kind of dynamic between all these different alien species and planets and their drama and their history, right? The Krogans versus, you know, the Solarians and like all that stuff, right? And so now you have all this bigger picture, and it really kind of changes your perspective on humanity when you're sitting there looking at, like, you know, some of the squabbles that we have as people and on planet Earth, and you're like, there's so much bigger out there, right? There's so much bigger going on in the universe, and we're fighting over stupid things, and we're bickering with people over stupid petty differences. So it was like one of those things that made me just go, yeah, it's not worth it. Not worth it, right? But yeah, what about you guys? What do you got?
I would say Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Because you get to play as like your own original character, and as you get more in depth with playing it, you get to meet more like characters in the story, and each of them have their own storyline. And you can see like how each of them, like why and how each person thinks and interacts with others.
Yeah. I like it. Did it ever change your opinion about something in real life, getting to play different perspectives in a video game?
Yeah. There's a lot of ways it has changed how I view other people, like, in real life. Because, you know, this person might be rude, but they could be going through something that you don't know about. And just treat everybody with kindness.
That's good. That's really good. You made me think of something 100%. And that is, hi T-Man, by the way. Who here, I don't know if anybody in chat has ever played Legacy of Kain. Do you guys know the Legacy of Kain games back in the 90s and 2000s? They were PS1, PS2. But Legacy of Kain and Soul Reaver, you play as Kain for the first, like, 2 games, and then in the third game, or I think it's the third game, Soul Reaver, you get to play as Raziel, which is one of Kain's subordinates that Kain literally, it's an angel, and he rips his wings off, or a vampire that gets wings, and he rips his wings off and like tries to destroy him. But you get to play both sides. So you get to kind of play the villain side, and you switch between it, and then you get to play the anti-hero at the same time. So it gives you a different perspective on the world, because in one, you're playing the bad guy that's sucking everybody's blood and killing all these innocent people. And then on the other one, you get to play Raziel, who's trying to save a bunch of people and make the world a better place, right? Naoki, if you want to hop into Discord, I will drag you into podcast and streaming whenever you're ready. But yeah, so I think there's a lot of different times that happens in games. So in chat, have you guys ever related to a character in a way that surprised you? That goes for us here too. Anybody ever related to a character and been like, ooh, I don't know why I like this character, even though they're kind of a jerk, or, you know, anything like that? I know that a lot of people have a thing for Asterion in Baldur's Gate 3. And Asterion, he's kind of a jerk, dude. Just saying. He's kind of a jerk. But a lot of people... Hi, Niyuki! Welcome in! We welcome you in with your CMH.
Hello.
Hello! He's defeating Asterion. I love it. But yeah, so Asterion in Baldur's Gate 3 is kind of a jerk face. He's kind of hoity-toity. But you find out, kind of like Kate was saying, you find out his backstory. And you relate to the character more and more. And you're like, oh, that's why he's a jerk, right? And so you kind of understand more and more the trauma of his past and why he is the way he is. And a lot of people romance him. It's weird. He's also like a sexy vampire. And Neil Newbin voices him, so there's that. But, yeah. Has any fictional character ever felt human to you? Like human, like real human. Like, have you been like, that fictional character acts like a normal person would act in this situation? It could be from horror, it could be from any genre, right? I'm waiting for somebody to be like Leon Kennedy because I can just suplex a zombie in real life. But yeah. I think...
Chloe Price from Life is Strange.
Who is it from Life is Strange? Go, go, go. What was that?
Chloe Price?
Okay. I know you're eating a sandwich, and I hate to ask you to elaborate, but do you have the capability to elaborate?
I mean, dropout teenager who just lost a friend.
Yeah.
I mean, lost her dad to a car accident, then losing her best friend the same day because she's moving to another state. Then finding a new friend, losing her later on again because bad luck.
Yeah.
Meeting up with the old best friend. So like, you know, now things are going great. By the way, this is like what, 4 years now?
Yeah.
3. And then at the end of everything, like, you expect her to be okay when everything that's going wrong in her life, she's been in like close death situations, like being run over by a train, getting shot, attacked by a dog.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to take. So you will understand if someone is going unhinged when everything is just collapsing in 1 week.
Yeah.
So
That's...
like, yeah, she's cool.
Yes. I think Life is Strange is such a good game. It's such a good game. I'm surprised that a lot of people didn't because I know there's not a lot of people in chat yet, but there's a game that I know is going to come up too besides Life is Strange. It's definitely going to come up, and I think if it doesn't, then I'm going to say it and you guys are going to be like, oh damn. But there's another game out there that really makes you connect with the humanity of a character in a way that you didn't think that you would understand or be empathetic to that character's decision. And I can throw it on you guys if you're ready. You guys ready? Final Fantasy X, Reaper!
Oh, there's Reaper.
Final Fantasy X is a good one. That is a good one. Hi, King, what's up? All right, so what about, guys, Joel's decision in The Last of Us? Spoiler alert, by the way. If you haven't played the game, but you've seen the show, then you know what I'm talking about. So, Joel's decision in The Last of Us, right? Which is going to tie into a random situational question I'm going to ask you guys. But do you guys have empathy or feel like you would be in a similar situation if you were put in Joel's position in The Last of Us? Would you make a decision like he did, or would you make the other decision? And if you don't know, I can't elaborate. Spoiler alert. Spoiler. Who would make it? As a parent, it's a really hard conversation to have, or a really hard decision to make, right? But yeah, it kind of goes into our tie-in question of: would you save one close friend, or would you save 5 strangers if you had to choose? What do you guys think?
Will I be judged for this?
No, there's no judgment here. Clearly, no judgment. No judgment.
Judgment-free zone.
Judgment-free zone. Would you save your close friend, or would you save 5 strangers instead? Everybody's scared to answer. You won't be
Sorry, I do
judged.
want to speak, but there's a tantrum going on outside the door, so I'm just kind of.
Oh yeah. Yep. In apocalypse time, saving 5 is more important than 1, right? Yeah. So to elaborate a little bit on that one, right? Like in The Last of Us, Joel, hi Tron, welcome in. Joel chooses Ellie over potentially all of humanity, right? And saving all of humanity. He chooses one girl over all of humanity because he loves her and cares about her and identifies with her as his daughter, right? Or his new daughter. So it's like, it's a hard choice for a lot of people. Would you choose that one person that you care excessively about, or would you save 5, 10, 30, 5,000 strangers to sacrifice your one person you care about? Hi, Reaper! I know, Reaper popped in and he was like, oh, hi.
Okay, I do think the number makes a difference. Like 5, humanity's still kind of screwed. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Who am I going to be stuck with?
Yeah. Versus like the potential of saving all of humanity, right? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
If it was like solely lying on that it was going to save all of humanity, I don't know. It would depend. Humanity's also kind of been shit to this world, so does it deserve to be saved? I don't know. That's another question to ponder.
It's an existential crisis waiting to happen.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Very deep with that.
Yeah. I took a nap and I'm sorry, Reaper. All right. Question. There's no good answer. Yeah, there's no good answer to this. This is just how you guys feel, right? How do you feel? Do you guys feel like games create stronger empathy than movies because you're actually playing the character? Like, do you think you're more... No? It's not as immersive as people think?
I'm just saying, there's some movies and TV shows or media that you can enjoy that you can also relate to characters, depending on how well they're written. An example could be Puss in Boots, the last one that came out, with that one scene with him.
He's having an anxiety attack? Yeah.
Yeah, you can relate to that, and it's not a game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I feel like that's a good example.
I think it's like kind of both. Like, I'm thinking of, like, I was listening to a book on the way here and was bawling at some of the scenes in it.
Yeah.
But then also, like, and I'm sorry because my game references are cat games, so like Stray and Little Kitty Big City. And I mean, like, I've always been an empath to animals, but it's like, maybe in that sense, like, seeing the world from that perspective, and how, like, I know in the Little Kitty Big City, like, people, like, get mad at you and kick at you, and it's just, like, makes you sad, I guess. Like, you're just trying to live, so that's my reference.
Yeah, I think that movies, depending on how, like, we've all seen those movies, right? That really capture emotion, right? They capture a feeling the everything, and it's usually like everything coming together in one, right? Like I'm gonna be such a nerd here, guys, but one of my favorite movies of all time is original How to Train Your Dragon, and the reason is because the composer for How to Train Your Dragon, in the scene where Hiccup and Toothless are learning how to fly together, the first time he made the contraption for Toothless's tail, the way that the composer did the music is he took Hiccup's theme and he took Toothless's theme, and they're playing individually at times, and then all of a sudden, when they figure out how to fly together, the composer melded the two together into a whole new song that is pieces of Hiccup's theme and pieces of Toothless's theme, and it just has this uplifting, really awesome feeling to it. So you're excited, you're happy, even though you're like, this is just a movie about a fucking stupid kid riding a dragon. But it was the best scene ever, and it gets everybody hyped. And it was because of the way that they designed the whole scene and the music and the whole feel of it. And I think that movies can, depending on the director and the composer and everything like that, they can bring out those emotions just as well as video games. And also, for me, I disconnect in a video game a lot, hence why sometimes I'll get a meat cleaver and just see how long I can murder people in GTA until the cops take me down. Right? Like, I can disconnect from that empathy very easily in a video game at times. But if you asked me to, like, kill a dog in a video game, I would rather never play the game again than do that scene. So, you know, there's that. But cool. All right. What game character deserved a hug the most? If you had to give a hug to one game character, who would it be?
I mean, I'm gonna go with Hogwarts.
Chloe Price.
I'm gonna go with Hogwarts Legacy again and say Ominous Gaunt.
Yeah? I actually never played Hogwarts Legacy, so do you want to tell us a little bit about the character?
Ominous Gaunt was born into a pureblood family, which is like full like magical blood, and his family was just like set on him marrying another pureblood, and they were like, you can't talk to like anyone under you, like no half-bloods, no muggle-borns, and nothing. And he was also blind, and they had used one of the unforgivable curses on him because he wouldn't use one on another person that he knew.
Dang. So he had a traumatic upbringing.
Yeah, and they would always, like, his family would use one of the curses on him, like, every chance they got.
That's crazy.
So.
Yeah. Well, he sounds like a character you could have an empathetic feeling towards, right? All right. Reaper says Ada Wong, and I just want to say, why Ada? Other than the fact that you just want to hug Ada Wong. Like, everybody kind of wants to hug Ada Wong. Do you think, like, she needs it? Is she emotionally in need of it? Or are you just trying to swoop on Leon before he gets there? Like, why? Why you Ada Wong? But anyways. What about you, Naoki? You said Chloe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the same reason from earlier, right?
They don't change.
They don't change. All right.
She just needs someone.
Yeah, that's fair. Dragonfang says, I think Sebastian could also be said in that sense from Hogwarts Legacy. So maybe, Kate, do you know who Sebastian is?
Yes.
Well, Dragonfang says maybe Sebastian.
Mom, if you're still in the chat, don't say anything.
Is she a Sebastian fan? Yeah.
No, I am.
Okay, I got it. I think, besides, she's smoking. Yeah, she's assassin and has been from a young age, and she's always been, okay. Reaper, you're supposed to be hugging them for, yeah, she has been emotionally used and manipulated. Okay, I get that. She might kill you if you hug her, though. So there's that. I don't know, there's so many game characters I think that deserve a hug. I think sadly, someone like Isaac from Dead Space just needs a hug, dude. Like, that man just needs to catch a break. Like, of all the horror chaos the poor guy's been through, Isaac deserves a hug, man. Somebody give the guy a hug. His sister was hit by a curse and he wants to try and find a cure, but no one wants to believe there is one. Aw, Ethan and Kate are the Hogwarts fans. I've not seen the movies. Really? Hey, you've not seen the Harry Potter movies? Whoa, dude. I mean,
That's gonna change. I'm gonna make her watch them now.
nice. Not mentioning much. I also feel sadly that like Geralt needs a hug. Not just because he's extraordinarily sexy, but Geralt has been through the shit, man. Like in all the Witcher games, Geralt needs a hug. Man needs a hug. All right, we're gonna move into our next section, which is about mental illness in games. So this should be an interesting discussion. Okay. Have you ever played any game that made you feel genuinely kind of seen while you played it? Like this character was someone you could really identify with, or any character in the game you were like, that person's kind of like me. I feel seen right now. Any game at all? No one? Anybody in chat?
I gotta think about it.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I think I know I'm gonna say Mass Effect 75 times today, but multiple characters in Mass Effect. Crickets, yeah, multiple characters in Mass Effect. But think about it. So in Mass Effect, you've got like Liara, which was the one that I romanced all the time. Liara, these are super hard questions. I know. I'm sorry. So Liara, super smart, super capable, super socially awkward. Just doesn't really know how to read a social situation right, and is just kind of like logic all the time. So it makes her interactions very weird. Whereas Tally is the opposite. Tally is bouncy, adorable, energetic, and can't read the room in the opposite sense of like, hey, you should be a little bit more serious right now. She's all like, well, this is what I'm like, and like just kind of does her own thing. So I really felt like when I played the Mass Effect, I felt like both of those characters squished into one were me. And I just really identified and felt seen in both of them, right? The super smart, I can't emotionally react to this situation. Everybody else is freaking out and they're like, why aren't you having an emotional reaction? I'm like, because that's not going to get us anywhere. We need a solution. And then Tally's over here freaking out and like crying in the shower because she got too drunk and can't figure out how to use a straw. Right? Like, also me. So,
Runner!
But yeah, if there's any video game...
I have one.
Yeah, you did? Yay!
Okay, so it was brought up, I don't know, it was in a previous podcast. We talked about unpacking.
Yeah!
And the part where you're unpacking when she moves home from... Or not even the home, like when she's moving in with the boyfriend, and I feel it was Opal that brought up the putting the diploma under the... Someone brought up the diploma under the bed.
Yep.
And I was like, I felt so seen for how many times that I have diminished myself for a man. I can't even call them a man, but... And it really hit that one. And like, yeah, definitely felt like... Because you internalize that stuff. A lot of us don't talk out loud about that. So it was good to know that I'm not alone in that.
Yeah, I think that's a hard thing for anybody that's done that in a relationship, man or woman, right? I know that was an issue that I had with my ex, is he took a stint as a stay-at-home dad when we first had kids, and he never externalized the feeling of putting aside his life, right? For our relationship and for our kids. Yeah. Ah! Was that Pearl? Hi! Yeah. Hi, Pearl!
She's bringing me soup.
Also a member of the Lost Woods, what up?
Headphones on. Everyone's saying hi.
Hi! Hello!
Thank you!
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so do you guys feel, as a whole, chat included, do you guys feel that video games can portray mental health and mental illness accurately in their narratives and in their design?
Borderlands
is good. Senua, Hellblade, Senua, yes, as everyone experiences it differently. Welcome in, Nimbus, by the way. Hello. Yeah. I think there's so many games out there that try to tackle mental illness I know some of you guys out there have played Omori, right? And seen games that portray depression and anxiety. Even if it's just in the characters and not necessarily overarching in the narrative itself, right? But the character is suffering from it. I know I mentioned Dead Space earlier. Isaac is going mentally bonkers in the entire series of Dead Space more and more, right? Borderlands rocks. I love it. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But overall, do you guys feel that that games can portray mental illness accurately? Or that they generally do? I feel like the psycho trope is pretty real in video games, right? Like, which Far Cry was it? The one on the island with the main villain? Was it 3? I think it was 3, right? And he's like a complete psychopath, but anyways. Yeah. Okay. On that note, do you guys think video games can be used to reduce the stigma around mental health?
I think so. I think that it's not widely spread yet, but I feel like they do have the power to do that. Because, like, in the sense, look, it brought us all together. Like,
Yeah.
like the love of video games. So I'm like I don't, and I'm not a big story game, so I don't know how much actually it does exist, but I definitely think it is possible and could reach or have like far-reaching effects.
Yeah, Reaper says video games bring us to other worlds. So, absolutely. I think that's cool. Cool. All right. What do you guys think the difference is between representing mental health and exploiting mental health? Auntie needs to dabble in Final Fantasy. All right, cool.
Auntie needs more time for games.
I was gonna say Final Fantasy is a time sink, no matter what game. So you kind of have to have the time to dabble in that. Yeah, I think it's Far Cry 3 Halo, if I remember right, on the island with the main guy. Yeah. But yeah, do you guys think there's a difference between exploitation and representation in mental health in video games?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a video game.
Why yet, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of a video game that really exploited mental health as like a way to, kind of make the game more like sought after, even though it wasn't necessary to the plot, right? Like just a psycho person for no reason, or somebody who's suffering. But yeah, it's really hard to come up with a specific example. So, all right. The last one for this section we'll go with. Hey, they exploit mental health and illness in a lot of games to add weird stuff to games. Yeah, that's true. Like Outlast, right? The Outlast series definitely dove into like how to kind of make an entire premise on extraordinarily deranged individuals, right? Have you guys ever played a game that handled a difficult subject better than you expected? I know there's a lot of games out there that deal with death and grief and loss, trauma, right?
Mega Man Star Force.
Mega Man Star Force.
Mega Man Star Force. You'll be surprised. You play as the main character, Jill Stellar, who recently lost his dad 3 years ago in an accident in a space station.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going through the trauma of it.
He's not just going through trauma, he's been shotting for the last 3 years.
Okay, so he's getting back out into life. I get that.
He's not going back out, he was forced by people. But that's fine because he makes friends and learns to open up, even though his biggest fear is to open up to people,
Yeah.
get close, just to lose them again.
Yeah.
And there's 3 games in that series, and I hope they make a 4th one.
Oh, okay, by the way, if you guys don't know, Naoki's a huge Mega Man fan. Huge Mega Man fan. Mega Man fan, if you would. For those of you who love horror, who has seen people play or played themselves the Mortuary Assistant? You guys have never seen the Mortuary Assistant? He's having technical issues and not typing stuff, but it's not showing up. Oh no! Okay, so the Mortuary Assistant, I don't want to spoil this too. I'm so sorry. But Mortuary Assistant is a horror game where you play as a mortuary assistant. You get called into work. You're in there by yourself and you have these cadavers that come in and you're getting them embalmed and ready for cadavering, right? They're dead. And so you're going through it, but you start to hallucinate and you start to see things and things start to attack you. And there's an overarching story as you go through the game of the trauma and everything. Yes. I don't want to ruin it then. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But anyways, there's a deep story to Mortuary Assistant that you don't expect from a horror game. And there's a twist, and I'm not going to give out the twist. This is the one I'm not going to spoil. Like, no spoiler alerts on this one. I love this game. For everybody here who loves horror games, Mortuary Assistant, A++. And jump scares, creepy spookiness, and just a good story. So, go enjoy. It's good. That one handles tough subjects very well. A few tough subjects that I don't want to get into because I don't want to spoil the game, but it's really good. Okay. Do you guys think that depression or anxiety can be explained to someone who's never experienced it in a video game experience? Have you ever felt depression or anxiety from a gaming experience? Let me rephrase that. Has a game ever made you anxious?
I don't think a game can explain depression, but anxiety, yes.
Yeah. For sure. Well, our taste is different.
Not fully, but like some aspect of anxiety, like the frustration, the headaches, the annoyance.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, at least it can help you put in a certain mindset that you feel with anxiety. Just because something is not going the way you want it to go.
Yeah. Or has anybody ever had the overwhelming anxiety of when a timer pops up on your stream in a game? And you're like, I have 4 minutes to do this. And like just that overarching panic of anxiety that just hits you because you're like, I don't know if I can do this in 4 minutes. And then you start like not loot collecting like you normally do. You just start running through shit. And then at the end you have 3 minutes to spare and you're like, I could have spent 2 more minutes collecting loot and exploring. I probably missed materia Reaper that was somewhere only in that part of the map that I'll never get now because Final Fantasy has saved and I can't go back for it. Stuff like that, right? Do you think that developers have a responsibility when depicting mental illness to the masses? Alien Isolation made me feel anxious and claustrophobic. I stopped playing it even if Alien is his favorite movie series. That was Roadrunner. Roadrunner! Not getting this fear in the temples for Anima? Yes, 100%. Final Fantasy X, my dude! Yeah.
I feel like... Oh.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's a slippery slope with it because like mental illness, especially like depression, shows up so differently for individuals that you could have the opposite effect where you're creating stigma of what it's supposed to look like. So that's kind of would be something I guess that would need to be cognizant of if they're trying to add that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. You're 100% right. The symptoms of depression take so many different forms in people, right? There's the people that completely shut down and can't do anything. There's the people that get grumpy and angry and just become a jerk to everybody. There's the people that get manic and then go depressive, right? Like there's so many different like aspects to it that it's very hard to nail down and put in a bucket, right? For sure, for sure. All right, cool. Let's see. Does anybody have a game that handled mental health really well? I know I mentioned Omori earlier, but are there any other games that you guys can think of that maybe had a depiction of mental health that you can relate to?
Mega
The only
Man
one I
Star
played
Force
was Don't
1.
Starve.
Don't Starve. And then what was yours, Naoki?
Mega Man Star Force 1.
Okay, who wants to go first on elaborating?
Naoki.
Okay, so again, first game. You're just a kid, shouting for the last 3 years, and you have this group of other kids from the school who just borderline harassing you to go back into society. All because one of them, especially the class president, wants to have like the perfect school experience of having every student in. And your character is constantly like running around, trying to hide, leaving the house early so they don't catch him inside. Even going to like a museum, following him, just to learn more about him and try to like relate.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like yeah, it's a Mega Man game. It's a hero. You transform, fight viruses, and all that stuff. You have an alien body called Omega 6.
Okay.
But like, throughout the story, he starts learning that like, okay, maybe not everyone, like, going outside's not that bad after all. Maybe I can go to school and see how things are. And you meet this one character named Patrick.
Patrick
And
Star. I'm
Patrick,
sorry, I had to.
No,
Okay.
his name is Patrick. He asked you to call him Pat.
Okay.
The first time that you meet him, he just tells the main character that they are the same.
Okay.
There's just no, he doesn't explain, doesn't elaborate. He just tells him like, I can feel that we are the same. And I think if you come to school, it's gonna be more interesting.
Okay.
And by interesting, I mean like everything just goes off the wall because, again, you need action in this action game.
Okay.
Later on, you learn that Patrick is an orphan. He was abandoned as a little kid, and hatred to his parents have created like, not bipolar, but like a second personality.
Yeah.
Second personality just takes over. It has its own name and everything. It has been messing with him like throughout most of the game. And because of plot reasons, they also have an alliance with another alien called Gemini. And when they transform, they become like two mirror versions of the same person.
Interesting.
One is wearing black, the other one's wearing white. And their expressions are just great because I don't remember the name, but the bad personality has like this maniacal face, grin, like it wants to attack you, while the other one just doesn't want to be here, doesn't want to do it, just doesn't want to fight.
Yeah. It's like, get me out of here kind of a deal.
It's not, no, it's more like painful. Like it's in pain. Like it doesn't want to fight. It doesn't want to be here. It's literally just the character split in the two personalities, basically.
Yeah, like a yin and yang kind of concept. That makes sense.
And again, it's great. The main character learns about bonds and how important it is. Because that's the main gimmick of the game, is bonds.
Yeah.
To make bonds, create bonds. And even in the game, you have like this mechanic called the brother system.
Yeah.
The brother band system. And the more friends that you get, the more power you gain. Like the more health, the more abilities, the more card access you gain during battles.
Okay. You know, I'm really surprised, Naoki, that you didn't immediately go the Persona route. With as much as you love Persona games.
I'm holding back. I'm holding back.
You're holding back? So Naoki loves the Persona games. We used to talk Persona all the time. If you've never played Persona games, a lot of them are you fight battles inside people's palaces, which are like their minds. It's like their mind. and their heart, right? And so you literally get to fight their inner demons in the game. It's really cool, and some of it's freaking wild. Like the one in Persona, I think it's Persona 5. Buddy! Persona 5, right? Where isn't it the gym teacher, Naoki, am I right? The creepy gym teacher that's like sexually
Yep.
assaulting the girls on the team.
You've only been talking about Persona 5.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
yes,
Yes, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Tamashita, he's a gym teacher, gold medalist. He believes himself as a king
Yeah.
because he's untouchable. The school needs him. He's the reason why the school gets attention and attraction. So in his mind, aka the metaverse, aka the other world, he sees himself as a king.
Yep.
The school is a castle. The students are slaves that he can command and abuse all he wants, while the female students are just toys.
Toys. The females are toys. So
And
anyways, yeah. Good.
not just that, in the game, when you see the female students, they all look the same. They don't have any facial features. They don't have even skin color. They're just pink female schoolgirl uniform. That's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't see them as nothing else.
It's such a trip because it really portrays what men like that or like people that have that sense kind of portray the value of like a female, right? As just all females are the same. They're all objects to be used and thrown away as I see fit, right? Because I am the king of the castle. So anyways, I'm really surprised you didn't go the Persona route. But yeah, I think that's a good segue for us to go to our next one. So this one, we're going to talk about some deep emotional stuff like we haven't been talking about anything like that already. What game hit you the hardest emotionally? It can be any game. It can be Mario. It can be Stray, Auntie. It can be any game that you have that hit you really hard in the feels. Tell me about it. What hit you in the feels? Go.
Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Adventures X.
Okay. Carry on.
It's kind of like a Mega Man game for starters. Okay, yes, it's almost like Mega Man. It's a jump and shoot game.
Okay.
But throughout this game, you're following a character that you only meet once in the original trilogy,
Yeah.
and in the first game of the original trilogy, and then you play as him in the second game, and you
Okay.
learn more about him. His name is Copen.
Okay.
In this spin-off, you're following Copen again and searching for someone.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, you learn that he's no longer human. He's given away his humanity. He's now like an android,
Aw.
cyborg, something.
He's not a people
Searching
anymore.
for him. He's not a person anymore. And
Yeah.
at the end of the game, you find this facility with this giant like supercomputer,
Okay.
and you learn that this supercomputer is his sister's brain. And you have to destroy the computer.
Oh, you have to kill his sister.
And that's the reveal at the end.
Oh,
Like that
yeah.
fight at the very end is the big reveal, and
Yeah.
it was harsh.
I
Especially
would.
because
Yeah.
if you play the second game of the trilogy, like you learn that all that he's doing is for his sister that was like sick at the moment in that game.
And then he has to kill her.
And it's like, yeah, like I don't know how we ended up like
Yeah.
how many years in the future.
Yeah.
Like the reveal that he's not human anymore, the
Yeah.
sister, and everything just happened. It's just a lot.
I don't want to rattle off a lot of games, but you inspired so many different games in me at the moment. Hardest emotionally, shout out to Fala, whatever he says his real name is, but it's a lie. Falu, if he were here, would be standing here telling me about Halo Reach. 100%. He would be telling me about Destiny 2 and Halo Reach, about how you lose your whole squad, and then at the end, obviously, if you don't know the end of Halo Reach, it's not good. So he would literally be sitting here telling me about the emotional trauma and impact that playing through Halo Reach for the first time had on a lot of us gamers, especially us Halo players, right? That loved the campaigns. That emotional impact I think Shadow of the Colossus, low key, emotional impact. If you've never played Shadow of the Colossus, Ark Survival Ascended makes me sad and mad at my dinosaurs. I get that, Bobby, 100%. 100%. Shadow of the Colossus, again, spoiler alert. End of the game, not what you expect. Somebody say Halo? Yeah, Halo! Shadow of the Colossus, the end of the game is not what you expect. You find out your whole mission and purpose in the game. Trying to save your loved one and doing these things to save her was actually you being evil and doing wrong to the world. And it just shatters your whole emotion. Because it just throws your entire perspective on the entire game that you've been playing the entire time out the window and just makes you go, wow, that was a fucked up journey. And then I know that I mentioned it on podcasts before, and I'm sorry to go on a rant, but Spiritfarer. I cannot say enough good things about Spiritfarer. It is a game where you play as a hospice nurse, Stella, that comes back and ends up, not Stella, is it Stella? I don't remember her name. It's whatever. But anyway, she comes back and she ends up taking over Karen, the ferryman to the dead. She takes over his job. And so it's now her job to ferry souls to the afterlife and let them pass on and get rest. So it's kind of like purgatory, right? She's a ferryman in purgatory. And every soul that she ends up getting on her boat was a soul that she knew in real life, either in her journey as a hospice nurse or her actual real life family or friends that she lost on her journey, right? And it is so emotional and just so invested because you have to get to know each character. You have to learn what kind of foods they like. You have to learn what kind of music they like. You have to decorate their room the way that they like it. You have to go on side quests with them and get them to be happy and trust you. And it's just, you go through so many emotional ups and downs that it's so impactful when that character, finally, after hours and hours of gameplay, you walk up to that character and you interact with them and they go, I'm ready. Take me to the door. And you go, oh shit, it's time to let them go. And now this character that you've devoted hours and hours of gameplay to, you're taking them on the ferry, you're taking them on the boat, and you're taking them to the door so that they can pass on to the afterlife in peace. And it's just such a journey, dude. And it really hits you in the feels, man. It really hits you in the feels. It's such a good game. Really low-key, super cute indie game. Just really hits the feels. All right, segue. Do you guys feel that grief stories in video games hit differently than other stories in video games?
I mean, it depends on the storyline, really.
Okay. Can you guys think of any grief or loss stories that popped up in video games that you played where maybe somebody passed away or had lost something in their life?
I don't think I should bring up Mega Man anymore.
He's like, I'm Mega Man'd out at this point.
No, I mean, like, I can keep talking about it. There's 3 games.
Yeah. I think that
And
there's...
they're-
Yeah, go ahead.
No, carry on.
No, I was gonna say there's so many games. Horror games, just story games, RPGs, where people have lost other people in their lives or have gone through grief and trauma so much that it's really hard to kind of pinpoint one specific one that you really latch onto, right?
I think for me, the one that sticks out would be one of the DLCs for Borderlands, where it's the Tiny Tina's board game where she's processing, oh, what the heck's his name? His death. I think that one was
Roland's death. Yeah.
Roland, yeah.
Yeah, Roland, when Roland dies.
I think that one was one that it sticks with me.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because you always forget that she's a kid.
Yeah. And Tina's just so whimsical in her behavior and understanding of life, right? Like, yeah, it's different. It's different. Have you ever learned something about loss from a game, personally?
That first playthrough feel.
Yes.
I know that's not the sense of loss you're talking about, but
Well, you're never gonna feel, that's the thing though, I get that, because you're never gonna feel that same way ever again. It's lost, it's gone. That feeling of the exploration, the experience it'll never come back. It'll never be a thing again. Yeah. I'm surprised Reaper hasn't said anything about Final Fantasy. I'm waiting for it. Where you at, Reaper? But Final Fantasy, the first time, like I talked about this in a prior podcast, but when Aerith dies, spoiler alert, if you don't know, I don't know what to tell you at this point. But Aerith dies, and when she dies, that first playthrough of Final Fantasy VII, when she dies, when you realize that if you go back and you reload the game earlier in disc 2 or whatever, like you can't get her back. There's no coming back. There's nothing you can do in the game story, in your decision making, in anything to save that character. She's gone forever. That feeling of just ultimate gone out of a game for something that you tried so hard to protect is just, that was the first time I ever felt like that in a game, and was like, what do you mean I can't save her? What do you mean my decisions don't matter? What do you mean even though I went back and I replayed this whole scenario 70,000 times, it doesn't make a difference? She's still gonna die. Like, that feeling of just not being able to make a difference. And that loss really stuck with me when I was a kid. It really stuck with me. Definitely did. Also, the first time that you do the water temple in Ocarina of Time and you accidentally do the water levels wrong and there's no going back and you have to restart the whole game because you accidentally oversaved it.
Skill issue.
Shut up. Yeah, for sure. Who's ever cried during a game? Anybody?
Oh, me for sure.
What games have you cried over or during?
I cried during Hogwarts Legacy. And Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. Naoki can relate to that.
Another out of pocket decision. Astral Chain.
Astral Chain was such a good game. I forgot about Astral Chain.
Astral Chain.
Astral Chain was good. Yeah, it was a good game.
Especially when you are fighting the Axe Legion and you learn that the father figure of your character is actually dead now. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Spoilers. You mean like Final Fantasy X spoilers, Reaper? For who Sin actually is, quote unquote. I can't, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, Auntie, have you ever cried during a game? I'm sorry, I know you're busy. I didn't mean to call on you, but
no, it's all good.
Yeah.
Just Stray.
Just Stray.
I'm weird. Like, as most people know, like I'm a therapist, but when movies, books, games, anything, I am a huge empath for animals. People, like, you know, I feel, but I don't show emotion like I do for animals. So Stray really hit me.
That's fair. That's very fair. I feel that. Yeah. I also have cried during many video games. I cried during Mass Effect. And it was more because I was so just invested in the characters. At some point that I think when like Morton Solus, when what happens with him happens, I was just sad. Because, like, I again, spoiler alerts, right? There's a character you have that makes a decision to try to make up for something that an entire alien race did to another alien race that destroyed it, right? Like, this one alien race was like, we're gonna stop these other alien races from reproducing entirely. So they pretty much made all of them infertile and destroyed an entire alien race, right? And so he goes out and his last act in the game is he goes out and tries to rectify the mistake his entire species made against an entire another species. And it's like, it just hits, dude. It hits. Like, you're like, damn. And yeah, I cried because he was just a genuinely good character, and he was trying to do good to make up for so much bad that had happened. And yeah, it was good. Mass Effect just hits, though. It's Mass Effect. Do you guys ever feel that we use fictional stories to process emotions we're avoiding in real life? Anybody?
Sorry, I zoned out. I missed the question.
Do we sometimes
Forgive
use
me.
fictional stories to process emotions that we're avoiding in real life?
I think so. I feel like that's why I like Overwatch a lot right now.
Murder? What's murder?
Getting out some anger and frustration.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like it'd be similar to like a movie, like when you're feeling sad and you just need to let it out. Like I would probably play the opening scene of Stray or Unpacking, because I know Unpacking had a lot of emotions for me as well. So
Yeah.
and that's one you can play again. So.
Yeah. I mean, Unpacking, you could just start over, right? And you can just kind of keep going. Do it again. Cool. Okay, so we're going to get into our last couple little segments here. But first, we're going to ask some moral choices. So these are going to be, what would you do moral choices and ethics? There is no wrong answer. Theoretically. All right, so we already asked, but that, would you save one close friend or 5 strangers, right? Anybody that didn't get a chance to answer earlier, go ahead and answer. Would you save your one closest best friend and sacrifice 5 strangers, or would you save the 5 strangers by sacrificing your one close best friend? What would you guys do? I know that some of the people in our group would be like, what mood am I in? And am I actually friends with my best friend at the time that this question's being asked?
I was literally gonna ask, what is the relationship with the best friend at that moment in time?
Are you guys salty with each other, or are you guys super sweet? Like, what is the mood right now? Oh man. I don't feel like that should influence it. I feel like friendships have up and downs, and they have fights and battles, and that's the joy of friendship. It's like family, right? When you're that close with someone, you can hate each other one day, and then the next day it's like it never happened and you're BFFs again, right? I think that's good friendship. That's healthy, right? Okay, would you steal medicine to save somebody that you love and care about?
Is it life-saving medicine?
Yes.
Yes.
I like how we just keep asking you more questions.
I'm asking questions and I'm just getting questioned back. Yes, it is life-saving
These moral
medicine.
ones.
There's gray areas, I get it.
Like, if it's life-saving, I will definitely steal it, but if it's just like, oh, you need ibuprofen, I'm not stealing that.
I'm not stealing your tough actin Tinactin for your foot fungus, bro. Go get it yourself. Yeah. Yeah, no. This is life-saving. Like, you have a pill that cures all of their ills and makes them a healthy human again when they're dying. Would you steal it? Yeah. I think a lot of us would just be like, yeah, we would do it. Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Now, we're going to get back to the sacrifice question, because we apparently like to sacrifice people here. Would you sacrifice one innocent to save an entire city?
Sounds like some Batman kind of stuff.
It might be Batman kind of stuff. Is it wrong that my first answer is, do I get to pick the innocent? Because I'm absolutely going to be like, that hoe right there has mega resting bitch face, and I know that's a Karen, and we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it right there.
Listen, you can be innocent, but still maybe deserving of a sacrifice.
The moral gray area. When we put you on the
Girl,
scales, Yeah. When we put
Growing up is learning that Chloe must die.
But when you put the person on the moral scales, like it might be a little tipped in the yes, but it's definitely wobbly, right? There's some weeble wobble going on there. They might be kind of bad too. All right. Do intentions matter more than outcomes?
100%.
Save a whole city, Karen gotta go. Halo's like, fuck her. She's gonna pick the most Karen bitch out of the lot and be like, that one. I picked that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know you picked right if there's like several golf claps after you pointed her too. Just woo. All right, anyways, I'm sorry. Yeah, do you guys feel like intentions matter more than outcomes sometimes? Like if they had good intentions, but the outcome may have been not the best, does the intention outweigh the outcome?
I think so.
Yeah. Like if your intentions was good, then yeah.
I'm so torn on this one because I know that there has been horrible evils done in the world that were started based on good intention. And that's why I'm so conflicted.
I'm gonna step in here too and therapist you. It's because you were a manager.
Yeah.
I guarantee you've seen stuff that was good intentions, but probably very poor outcomes.
Yeah, and it wasn't just poor execution. Thank you, regional managers, district managers. They're like, the reason the outcome was bad because of poor execution. I was like, no, it was because lack of strategic planning and financial support. Thank you. Okay. Can a bad person become good?
Define bad person. Like, is it just a couple of bad things they did, or was it like they murdered somebody?
A bad person. Whatever your definition of a bad person.
Akechi Goro from Persona 5. What do you think?
Who?
Akechi from Persona 5? I mean, he killed a lot of people.
Yeah, he did. He did. I mean, I think...
And he was very happy.
But I think that's... Okay, so we're not going to get into anime. Anime I do want to do... We'll talk about it at the end here. Anime, I want to do a whole different podcast about anime. And different moral things in anime and emotional mental health stuff in anime. But, like,
Persona 5 is a game.
Yeah, I know. But to me, it resonates with a lot of different anti-heroes in anime, which is why I was connecting the two, right? Like, a lot of people who are like, Eren Yeager had the best of good intentions and destroyed everything, right? And then, like, he was a bad guy, but to a lot of people, he was a good guy, right? And so, like, you get into these moral dilemmas. But I think this question is specifically your definition of a bad person. Do you feel like somebody that you consider a bad person could turn it around and become a good person? In time, right? Maybe? Potentially. I think so. I think that you can never outweigh the sins of your... Yeah, you can never outrun or outweigh the sins of your past. But I do feel like you can try to do the best going forward, right? I think that's...
I feel like my sister and I compared this to, like, parenting as well. Like, especially, like, her now understanding, like, stuff that my mom would say to her as a kid. And she's like, oh my god, now I see it with my kids. And it's not so much like, yeah, maybe you make bad decisions, but it's owning up to them. If you're able to own up to them, that's like a huge difference in your, even if, like, I guess there are some limits, but for most things, how bad they are and how they're weighed out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right. Okay. We've only got a few more questions left. I wanted to ask this one first really quick. So, in moral decisions in gaming, who here would be willing to share the hardest moral decision that you've made in a game? Fable? Anybody Fable? Nobody Fable? Nobody Fable? No? Any hard moral decision where you had to choose one path or the other and you were torn on what was the right path forward? Anybody who's played like Baldur's Gate? Final Fantasy had some of these where you had to choose your best, like what you related to as far as the answer to the question. Everything. Ace definitely killed some innocents in Fable. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Fable 3, you literally decide to kill tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people at one point in the game. Like, it's rough, dude. Your moral decision really impacts people. Mass Effect, again, I'm sorry I mentioned it again, but you can choose to play Paragon, you can choose to play Renegade. Paragon is you make all the good, high moral choices. Renegade is you make all the low, I don't give a fuck about anybody moral choices. And then there's like a little narrow window in between that you can exist, but things don't go very well because you didn't choose either way, right? It's almost like you get punished for being neutral on things, where it's like, just make a fucking decision, bro. Right? So yeah, I think Baldur's Gate games, Divinity, Original Sin, the Larian Studios games, they do really well with moral choices. Witcher 3, a lot of moral choices. There's a lot of RPGs that really make you choose one way or the other. So yeah, I think there's a lot of hard moral decisions in there. Saving the dog in Resident Evil 4, the wolf, right? You either save the wolf or you don't save the wolf and it dies. And later in the game, if you save the wolf saves you back, right? Like making a decision. So anyways, there's a lot of stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah. All right, perspective. Has any game changed your guys' perspective on life?
I kind of thought of this earlier when the first question you asked when we started.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like, just how, like, as we've been doing this podcast, I've kind of started to realize, like, how much games have actually been a part of my life, just not
Overtly.
like they've been there, just not a huge part.
Yeah.
That judgment that I fell into, especially like with like shooting games, and there's a lot of rhetoric out there that it teaches kids to kill and stuff like that, and it, like, actually playing the games, it helped me to move away from that, because that's like my brain first went there too. So
Yeah.
I would say actually immersing myself in understanding the games and like seeing it from a different lens, I guess, helped to change that perspective.
I love that. Yeah. What about you, Kate? Do you have any game that kind of helped you change your perspective on anything in life? Either be it friendship, community, anything.
Yeah. When I did my first playthrough of Life is Strange, you know, making the choices, and it's like that choice is gonna have consequences. It's like that changed my perspective, because you don't really think about it when you're making choices until you have to deal with the consequence of it later. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it and being like, what would happen if I choose this? Like, what's the consequence gonna be?
Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, Naoki, what about you? Any RPG you've played that's made you change a perspective, or any game that's made you change a perspective on anything in your life?
No, but to add to the previous statement, I think Life is Strange Before the Storm, it's better in moral decisions because you don't have the same powers to go back and change your decision. You're just
Stuck
playing
with
as
it.
Crowley.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're stuck with it. You
Yeah.
don't have powers, you just you. That's all.
Yeah, your decision is your decision. Yeah, I get that. I think Auntie nailed it on the head for me, and I know this sounds silly, but I would probably say World of Warcraft changed my perspective on life. It was a game that I got into that I hadn't really ever been into PC gaming at the point. I was only a console player, and World of Warcraft was the second real RPG I got into on, like, MMORPG I got into. And I discovered a whole different world. It changed my entire perspective on community and relationships and being friends with people all over the world. And the fact that online digital relationships are just as real and valid to almost everybody I've encountered as a real life person-to-person friendship, right? It means just as much. And it changed my entire perspective on how friendship was to me, right? Talking to people in older generations that, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I have a whole ton of friends. You don't have any friends. I never see you around. You don't have any friends. No, I have like a ton of friends. Really? Yeah, I have friends in France and Guatemala and Canada and the UK and, you know, Bangladesh and all these different countries all over. I have all these different friends, and they're like, they're not real. Those aren't real people. And I'm like, no, they're real. Like, we talk every day. I talk to them more than I talk to you. I know more about them than I know about you. And so, like, it's just a different perspective. And it was so cool to have my experience in an online game change my worldview that drastically. So yeah, that was probably World of Warcraft for me. Okay. If everybody in the world had to play one game to build empathy, what game do you think they should play right now? Auntie's like Stray.
I was so thinking it.
Yeah, I know you were. Empathy to be.
I will say, like,
yeah. Oh. No, go ahead.
Like, I never played Life is Strange, but I watched someone play it, most of it through, and like that one really hit me. Like, I was kind of torn then, because I'm like, I just watched you play through it, so do I want to play it now, or
did I experience it vicariously through you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one that's really stands out as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. I think there's a lot of games that could really teach empathy to people. But to be honest, I really feel like the first time you get into a Minecraft server with people in survival and you watch them go through building all of this stuff, and then like somehow something catches on fire, and or a creeper blows up half of their work for 70 hours, or something just goes awry, that feeling of just like, oh man, let me come help you rebuild your house real quick. I'll help you catch your chickens. Like, it really gives you a different perspective on people, knowing how much time and effort they put into a game when you've been playing it with them and seeing them lose all that, right? I think that's a good one. Okay. We're going to ask just one last question, and then I'm going to ask some random questions to people about the next couple podcasts. What story do you think people kind of need to hear right now? If you could tell people a video game story right now, or what video game story do you feel like people might need in their life right now?
Mega Man Star Force.
I knew you were going to say something along those lines.
No, you didn't.
You're so funny. I definitely feel like the Spiritfarer one hits, right? Like Spiritfarer, just that processing of life and emotion and grief and learning to let go of things that you really cared about, and that it's okay to say goodbye, right? In all different aspects, right? It's okay to say goodbye to friendships. It's okay to say goodbye to the people that you love if it's time to let go, and all that kind of stuff. I think that's really important. And then I'm going to go to world events. Chaotic. Very chaotic. We don't know what's happening in the world every 5 minutes, but I think Mass Effect again. Feeling small and understanding that our petty squabbles in life and the things that are all over our news feeds all the time, if we were to suddenly go intergalactic and be introduced to 500 other alien races and civilizations just at the pop of an eye, how insignificant would we feel like all these things that we've been fighting and squabbling over work? And how much time would we have felt that we wasted in our lives just doom scrolling through this stuff and having anxiety over you know, this trade war or that trade war or this foreign relation and stuff, only to realize that none of it mattered. It was all a drop of water in an ocean, and there was so much bigger out there, right? I feel like that's something I feel like the world needs to understand right now, is there's more than what you got in front of you. So yeah, cool. So we're gonna say this: games do a lot more than entertain us. We all experience emotions, perspectives, other lives in gaming that we don't get to go through otherwise. Gaming is that experience for us, right? We get to live through this character's perspective in their life. So a few hours, sometimes more than a few hours if you're like me and you put like 300, 400, 500 hours into Witcher 3. You get a little understanding of that person's perspective in life and their world through that, and I think it's really cool. So, yeah. That's all I had for you guys. Sorry, I know that was tough. I know those were a lot of tough questions, guys. Thank you for powering through it tonight. I will say, do you guys have anything? Naoki, do you have anything? Okay. Kate, do you have anything?
No, not really.
Awesome. Auntie, do you have anything you want to add?
Great.
Oh, yay! Thank you. Thank you guys for powering through my crazy tough questions this week. Yeah, Auntie, do you have anything?
I think it's funny, like I said, like just realizing more stuff. Like when you reached out tonight, I was like, yeah, I read through the questions. I don't have really any answers, and then finding I actually do have answers.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's
just
good.
learning more about myself through this process.
Yeah. All right, cool, guys. So our next podcast that I was going to plan, I was going to try and do one on pride and representation in gaming. And then the week after that, I know Auntie has a podcast that she's trying to organize that would be very, very cool. But we're gonna do one on pride and representation in gaming. So if you are interested, if you're in chat, if you're in the Lost Woods, if you want to reach out, I will post some stuff and information about it. But I would really like to talk about how people perceive different sexualities and you know, different personas and representations in gaming and in the gaming community. And then I also would like to do one going forward on anime and mental health, and how anime portrays mental health and anxiety and different personas, and how animes have affected us emotionally. And that includes like Studio Ghibli movies. So this is gonna go hard into the paint, and it's gonna make a lot of people cry. But I will get that on the board as well for you guys. But we do have the next like 2 or 3 podcasts kind of planned out, basically like skeleton wise. And that will be every Friday going forward. So thank you guys so much for all your time tonight. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Naoki, so much for participating in the chaos and dealing with my crazy questions. And thank you, chat, for just being awesome and so supportive. We appreciate you guys and look forward to you. If you haven't already joined the Discord, go ahead and join the Discord. We do weekly meetings 3 nights a week. We do activities other nights of the week, and we're pretty active, fun little group out here to help you and give you resources and people to connect with. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next podcast. Bye. Thank you. Oh wait, crap, we need to raid someone. My bad. Whoops. Who can we raid right now? Who's streaming right now? Anybody? Anybody got anybody?
I don't have anyone.
Sorry, Yachty. It's been a long day. Oh, I got this guy. Hold on. He is a member of the Lost Woods. Oh my gosh. I don't know what somebody just said. What did somebody just say? Anybody say anything?
That's Rodrunner saying night all.
Oh, night all.
Night Rod.
Okay. We're going to do this really quick. All right. If you guys can. This is our friend Donnie. He is a member of the Lost Woods. He's a really good guy. Really funny, just down to earth Michigan kid. So yeah, if you guys don't know Donnie, he is awesome. We're gonna go ahead and raid him and just say hi. So yeah, if you guys can, he's a cool dude. We love Donnie. And he's very supportive of us. So just want to say thank you to him, and we'll go give him a few viewers. So, my Twitch has frozen, so give me 2 seconds. Operator error. Barely. Okay, cool. Night Rod! I gotta send you more pictures of flowers. I suck. I didn't send any today. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. See you next Friday. Toodles.